and welcome to Creative Moments by G. I'm Georgia, and we are so happy that you are joining us today. We are going to be covering one fold, but it makes two different cards. Also going to share an embossing technique that uses a kitchen staple. Wonder what that might be. So let's head down to the crafting table and let's get started. And let me show you what we're gonna do. Oh my gosh, look at this card. Is this not pretty? This is an easel card. We'll talk about how we did it and what we did to it later on. But now look at this one. Here we go, fits in an envelope. You pop it up. See that? There's a difference. But let's go ahead and get started on this. You're going to take your A2 card, just a regular A2 card, fold it in half, and then fold it again. And you know how I fold mine? I always just turn it right there and butt it up right against the fold, and then I crease it. I get my bone folder, and I just crease it. And that way, we have our easel card. Now, remember what I said. If you want to have a short easel card, these are so beautiful, as I showed you earlier. But what if you wanted to just take the size of the card, which is your 5.5 by 4 1/4, and put it here? You have more space to decorate, right? Well, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to decorate this card right here so that we have more space. And let me show you what we're using. We are using the poinsettia petals. So let's go ahead and get our pieces that we're going to mat. Now remember, you don't have to write down and take notes, right? Because you can go right on the screen to creativemomentsbyg.com and you can get all the measurements on our website. All you have to do is click on my blog and it'll be right there. Give us a little bit of time. It'll be posted this afternoon. So let's go ahead, and we're taking this piece of cardstock that we cut to go on the front of our easel card, and we're going to go ahead and lay down our paper. We're going to mat it a couple times. Don't you just love the way that Night of Navy looks against that gorgeous grape? Oh my goodness, I just love it. And now the magic starts to come alive, right? So we are going to decorate the front of this. Now is where the embossing technique comes in that I'm going to share with you. Hello? How many of you have this? And we really like this process. This technique is so cool. And you know something else? You know how expensive it is to use the silver paper, the gold paper? Well, I like to save money. Does it get any cheaper than foil? I think not. And you know what I like to do? I like to go ahead and cut the cardstock that I'm going to use. Now, I'm going to cut it. I already cut it about 1/16 of an inch smaller, because when you run it through the machine, what happens? It spreads it out, so it gets a little bit bigger, and we don't want that. And the other thing, a lot of people don't do this, but I go ahead and I put my foil on a cardstock. And you know why? Because that really gives it some extra depth so that it really gets that design that you want to use. So here we've just put that in there. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut around it. I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to turn this over and go ahead and just very nicely fold all the edges. Now look at this. I'm going to get my snowflake embossing. I love, love, love this. And look at how this works. Get that moved to the side. Okay, are you ready for the great reveal? Oh my goodness. Look at that. So let's go ahead and bring back in our front cover for our easel, and this is where we're going to put it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lay this down And I'm going to go ahead and set it up on dimensionals. So we're going to use our Take Your Pick tool and just get our backing off. And let's go ahead and get that laid down. Now I want a little bit of the blue to show. So I'm going to put it over just a little bit right there. And we're going to set it up. Looking good. Oh my goodness. Now we're going to create our flowers. Now we have already punched out our poinsettias. And you know, these poinsettias you build. They're like a build a flower, right? And on our leaves, you know what you do to these leaves? Go ahead and color them, stamp them, cut them out, and we went ahead and just tipped the ends to give us that dimension. And then I just used my thumbnail and I just creased it right in the middle because you don't want them flat, right? You want to have dimension in your card. So go ahead and do that. That works out perfectly. So now we are going to use our glue dots to build our flower. And then we will set it up on dimensionals when we put it on our card. So we're just going to put one right there and we're going to offset it. Now when you do these petals, remember, you want to create another petal right here. So go ahead and just put it right there. And as you notice, we curved our flowers just a little bit, right? You can tell they're curved. Now we also went ahead and we cut out the cute little center. So we're going to go ahead and just pop that in there with a glue dot. And get that right in the center. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And notice how we brought in some color using our dauber right here in the center of the poinsettia. And what color is it? Well, it's purple because I love purple. So we're going to grab us another glue dot, put it right in the center, and just get it there. And now we're going to put our inside. You always want to include that. Sometimes we forget to include that little teeny middle, but you don't want to forget that because it really adds a dimension to it, doesn't it? Okay. So now we have all our items, and you want to make sure and get these berries too, because the more you can add to this, the better. So you might want to ask yourself, what kind of sentiment are you going to use? We went ahead and used the big snowflake wishes for a Merry Christmas. And we used our wonderful banners pick a punch, right? So we went ahead and cut that out. And we know that we're going to put this about right here up on dimensionals. And so our flowers need to go right here. So I'm going to keep that right there just so I know where to put our flowers. We're going to use our dimensionals for the flower right in the middle, right here. Just one is all you need. And then we're going to, and you know why you want to do that? You want to do that because it allows you to add your leaves, right? You have to tuck your leaves underneath. Now on your leaves, you'll want to use some glue. So we're going to go ahead and just put our leaf. Let's see, we'll put it right there. Okay, so it's taking shape. And now we're going to put this one, I think, right about there. And remember, you want to keep it inside your card, right? Because you want to make sure it fits in your envelope. And so now let's work on our other flower. We know this one's going to go about right here. Now we're going to add some other leaves. And then we'll put one right up here. Now notice how I cut the top off. I cut the top off because it really was way too long. So I'm going to go ahead and lift the flower and just put it right there. Look at that. Now on this little guy, I think I'm going to bring him over to the side. Oh, I love these. Don't you love these cherries? Oh, I love these cherries. There we go. Now on our sentiment, I want to go ahead and bring in some balmy blue, and I'm also going to bring in just a touch of gorgeous grape. because I really like the two-tone color in this paper. And so I think to do that, we'll first take this and use the balmy blue to go around the edges. I tell you, I love these easel cards. We still have a couple more steps to do, but they are so beautiful. Oh my goodness. And what I like about them is that they can put them on their desk and keep them at work. Okay. Now we are going to set this up on dimensions, but let me show you a trick. Here's a tip. This is already raised on dimensionals, right? So we need to just put a glue dot over here, but we need to raise it up over here so that it matches this side. So I'm going to go ahead and just get some dimensionals right here. And then I'll just use a little glue dot on the other side. And let me get a glue dot. Put it right there. And now we can just add it right there. Oh, look at that. So that is the front of our easel card. What do you think about that? Now, let's bring in our easel card, right? We still need to decorate this bottom part. So what I did is I went ahead and I just cut a strip of paper right here that matches the background, and let's go ahead and get that laid down. Now I went ahead and cut 2 strips of coordinating colors, the Gorgeous Grape. I'm going to glue them together, and then I'm going to raise them up on dimensionals so that that's kind of our stopgap. That will keep our easel card raised. So now let's go ahead and just get that laid down right there. Now look, that's important because it catches the card now. The other tip that I want to give you is you only put the glue right here, because if you glue it all the way down, you no longer have an easel card, right? So let's go ahead and just get our glue right here, lay it flat, and line it up. And look at that. Oh my goodness. I think I'm going to keep this one on my desk. What do you think about that? Now, the other thing that we want to do, we're just going to put this over, is I like to always cut another piece of cardstock and put this on the back because you want to write a message, right? And there we have our card. Oh my goodness. Here's this one. I'm going to go ahead and lay this flat so that you can see it though. Do you love that technique for the foil? What do you think about that? Isn't that pretty? We save some money. It turns out pretty. Oh my gosh, does it get any better? Now look at this shorter version. We just kept it short and we used our background paper. Do you not love this paper? And we used our poinsettias. Now look at this. We cut out a flower petal using our foil. Oh my goodness. And all you do is glue it to your cardstock first and then run it through your die cutting machine. Look at that. Now we also use foil for that. Is that not gorgeous? Oh, we love these cards. We're going to be making these for our Christmas cards. And then once again, we decided we didn't use our foil on this one, but we went ahead and embossed it and raised it up. And we used some of our precious gold metallic paper as a background right there. What do you think? Which is your favorite? Do you like the short version? Or do you like the large panel easel cards? And do you like the green or do you like the purple better? And you know what? We would love it if you would take just a moment and share our video. That would mean so much. Leave us a comment. We certainly always appreciate likes. And also, if you haven't subscribed, we would love for you to subscribe to our channel. Well, we hope that you were inspired just a little bit. Well, listen, go out, have a fantastic day. Be safe, be healthy, be creative in your crafting, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.